Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for your time. Welcome to this webinar dedicated to the SOLIDWORKS QuickStart implementation. My name is Zonner, and I'm the sales manager for Cadmes South Africa. I am opening for AJ from Technologies, a technical fundi on electrical, and joining her in the discussion. Our partnership is based on a value-added synergy between Cadmes and ECAD Technologies. Why? Because Cadmes is dedicated to help companies grow and succeed. Through a partnership like this, we can offer long-term, authentic, and local high-end support to our customers. In a nutshell, we don't just sell SolidWorks. As a strategic partner, we want you to get the most out of your investment through automation and best practices like this QuickStart implementation we're going to run through quickly. See if the next slide works. Even if you're not sure where to begin, use your entire process and experiment based on super smart ideas from SpongeBob. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We can help you. Also, through technologies that operates completely CAD agnostic, we can have a specialist look at your process and advise from there. Simply book a meeting and we can offer you the support option as a starting point. I'll just post a reminder at the end of this webinar back to this point. Let's have a next slide. So just a little bit of good news from us. We bought a new larger property in Route 21 Corporate Park, and we are planning to move in somewhere in Q3. Now, we are super excited about this. We have grown out of our current space, and this property will allow us to host user groups and more training, and expand even further. So some exciting stuff happening at Cadmes. So right before I hand over to AJ, AJ is from electrical industry, an electrical technician with a couple of years of experience on the ground in the industry. So AJ, when you're ready, if I left anything out, please add it, but please have the floor.
Sorry. Thank you, Zander. Thank you, Zander. I think we should just continue. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you again for joining us today. I'm AJ Thaver, and I'm a consultant at ECAD Technologies. Today, we will be guiding you through SolidWorks Electrical Quickstart session. Here's what we'll cover today: the reality of manual design challenges, how standardization changes everything, a quick look into a live demo, automated documentation and reporting, and finally with the QuickStart implementation, and we'll wrap things up with a quick Q&A. Let's be honest for a moment. Electrical designs can get messy. Drawings become difficult to follow, and information always gets disconnected. And small mistakes quickly turn into big problems. We've seen it all. Panels that don't match drawings, reworks that eat into deadlines, and projects that start off clean slowly become difficult to manage. And right now, we're all working under pressure with tighter deadlines, rising material costs, and a little or no time at all to waste. Yet many teams are still spending a lot of time on manual admin around electrical documentation and the information that's conveyed between the workshop, procurement, and the design teams. Fixing drawings and double checking outputs consume a lot of time when it comes to our designs. When design work turns into admin, mistakes easily creep in. This is not just frustrating, but they're also really expensive mistakes that causes delays, reworks, and most importantly, stressed out teams. We tend to miss delivery dates, and this is exactly why we're here today. This session is the SolidWorks Electrical's Quick Start. It's a practical, hands-on, and focused purely on electrical design. And what's our goal today? One simple method to show you how to go from a blank project to production-ready documentation in a structured and proven method. If you're panel builder or an OEM manufacturer, everything's going to start off the same way. For panel builders, it's about producing drawings your workshop can trust. For OEMs, it's about creating repeatable standards so every project that starts on the right foot. Either way, it's about working smarter, faster, and reducing errors. Most importantly, designing with confidence. Over the next hour, we'll talk through the workflows that remove manual effort, improves consistency, and helps you deliver reliable electrical documentation with far less stress. Before we continue, let me ask you a quick question. What is your biggest time sink right now?
I think we just shot a poll on this. So if you don't see it, give it a couple of seconds to populate, or maybe check your second screen or your ribbon below if you can spot it.
This
Searching.
doesn't surprise me at all. These are the same challenges we see every day. And the good news is all of these can be reduced or completely removed with the correct workflow. Let's start with something simple. Think about how much time is lost just searching for symbols or copying and pasting information from older projects. This happens all the time. And while it may seem like a quick fix in the moment, this is risky. One outdated symbol, one incorrect part number, and that shortcut turns into rework later when the pressure is already high. Electrical Quickstart handles this differently. Through smart libraries, the parts you use every day are already prepared. So no more checking terminals, cross-referencing data sheets, or worrying about standards. Just let the system take care of this automatically. Every project that we starts on the same foot in the right way. Layouts, numbering, drawing formats become consistent. There's no fixing drawings later, no last minute formatting tweaks, no variation. Bill of materials, cable schedules, drawing list, terminal diagrams, everything connected to one design and updates automatically as you work. With the Quick Start, there's no extra effort required and no risk of workshop receiving outdated information. And once these pieces are in place, with the use of the Quick Start, there are also macros that take things even further.
AJ, if I can just jump in here from the side, just take a second. So for everyone, I'm Andrew. So I'm the ECAD Technologies GM. Just the point that I wanted to make here is that everything that you see here that AJ is showing is what AJ developed for the local industry. So these switches, these spec sheets, these connectors, terminals, everything that you see here, that is part of the QuickStart implementation. So AJ and the team spent 400 hours developing this QuickStart methodology. So it's configuring the system in order to be sped up so that you hit the ground running. So I just wanted to reiterate that. And AJ did a fantastic job in creating the ones that is from various OEMs and so forth with regards to that. So in the previous poll that everyone mentioned that searching through symbols and so forth is your greatest concern. This library that you're seeing is the one that is prepared for exactly this, so that you have one thing that's linked to the next one, your single line, multi-line, all of those are linked to one another and spits out the end result for you in one go. So what you see here is preset, pre-configured in order to actually allow you to get to that point. So I just wanted to, AJ is very modest when saying that. So I thought that I'd just jump in under here from the side and just give her that pat on the shoulder that it is, this is no small feat for those of you that have built libraries in the past, you know, this is not easy, and I would ask you to hold on. The end, when AJ starts generating reports from this, it's impressive. So hold on to your hats. AJ will blow us out of the water fairly soon. So AJ, back over to you.
Thank you, Andrew. So to continue, every schematic, whether it's a PLC diagram or just a simple motor control station that you're building, they all start off clean and reliable with over 1,400 symbols, 900 2D footprints, 1,200 manufacturing parts, a list of cables, wire styles, and macros to choose from. The electrical quick start is like having a built-in assistant to handle the busy work. So you can focus on real engineering rather than administrative overheads. When you put all of these together, you're not starting at zero. Every project begins on a strong foundation. Every project moves forward, mistakes are reduced, and you design with confidence from the very first click. Before we move on, I'm going to launch another poll question. Have you ever had a project delayed by manual ordering errors?
Even I want to answer this.
You're definitely not alone there. So let me show you how we can take the pressure off the team. Instead of just talking about all of this automation, let's actually go through the quick start workflow and build something together. What I'm going to show you is how we get a complete schematic in a structured and connected way. As I go along, I want you to notice how everything works together. So I've already created an electrical project using a template, and this is important. This is important, and it's because we're not just starting on a blank page. The project already includes standards and structure. So right from the start, we're working in a controlled environment. Now, the next step to start building the schematic, I'm going to open up my line diagram drawing and begin to start placing a few components. I'll start very simply by just adding in some circuit breakers, a contactor, protection device, and a load.
Just out of interest, single line to multiple line, is this still all connected?
Yes, they all are connected with each other, and they communicate passing manufacturer data between each component as you would paste it on your multi-line and your single line diagram.
It's pretty impressive.
So now notice how I'm doing this process. I'm selecting everything directly from a library. And this is important because every component inside this library is already linked to a real world manufacturing data part. So the moment I place the component into the design, it automatically carries the OEM information with it. This includes the real manufacturer part number, the project description, or any other technical specifications that you require, and associates it directly with the electrical data from its datasheet, which has been attached to each and every manufacturer part created within the QuickStart library. This completely changes the way the design process works. Instead of spending time searching through catalogs, browsing on supplier websites, or copying and pasting information from my previous projects, everything is already structured and available within one system.
And I'm just going to jump in here for everyone in the call. we can custom build those for you. If you have additional ones that you want added in your library, we can do that as a service for you as well. So we can definitely aid and assist with regards to that. So everything is linked from the one end to the next end. So yeah.
This is now saving significant amount of time during the design process. I know in many traditional workflows, engineers often reuse data from older projects. And the challenge with this approach is that outdated part numbers and inconsistent information, incorrect components can actually delay the projects. Hence, putting together this library with updated part numbers, updated symbols that are IEC approved symbols is what makes our projects go out smoother. So working directly with a centralized library, we're using approved standard components. And for us, this means better accuracy, better consistency, and fewer manual mistakes. Another major advantage of these design libraries, your design becomes a bit more intelligent because these are real components. The software understands how they connect to each other and how they behave throughout the project instead of manually managing every single detail of it. Now imagine scaling this across your entire engineering team, where every engineer works directly differently. Everyone is now pulling the same information from the same database, and it creates a standardized workspace across multiple projects that you could be working with, across the different departments that you have and across different offices. I mean, some people have offices in Gauteng and Durban, and this actually helps you guys work with the same database so information isn't lost along the way. This also assists with improving collaboration between the engineering teams and procurement, as well as the manufacturing teams, because everyone has the exact same references. Procurement would then know exactly which components are approved, that are being used and ready to be purchased. Manufacturing teams work with standardized designs so that it just basically halves the time we spend on delays. As we continue and place in the rest of our components, we see that these are not just symbols anymore. They're intelligent components. It knows what it is. Each symbol that we place know what it is. It knows how it behaves, and it knows exactly how to connect with each other. So instead of drawing something now and then fixing it later, we start building it correctly from the start of our project. So this gives us clean, structured, consistent designs that are easy to follow. It becomes easier for the workshop to understand what is happening with our designs.
And like Andrew said, if it's not there, you can create it.
Yes.
And that's all part of purely in a QuickStart implementation where you get these libraries over and above what you get from the vanilla electrical packages.
And these are all locally available parts, Zander. I think that is also something to kind of highlight that because AJ is from industry, it's the parts that she physically used. It's the parts that was physically in. So it's not just that these are the ones that work nicely with the software, let's do them.
Yeah,
We literally used what is in industry and take it
exactly.
from there.
On that note, when it comes to suppliers and manufacturers, who did you and how did you decide who to include in this list of OEM parts and manufacturers that's part of the library?
Basically, there are OEM manufacturers that are worldwide that I've selected to add within my libraries, which includes your General, Siemens, Schneider, Eaton, all of your major brands. But a lot of the time, in saving costs, we do want to support local businesses such as Electromechanica and ACDC. So stuff that they've locally manufactured is what I actually wanted to add into the library. So it becomes a bit more versatile in how much of information we have. We're just not focusing it on the international market, but rather locally supplied equipment that is used generally on a smaller scale. So we just not focus on the bigger market, but also on the smaller stuff that we design here locally as well.
That's impressive.
Okay. Normally this would be me just drawing individual lines, but here it's smarter than just drawing individual lines, like dragging each phase and connecting it to my symbol. With SOLIDWORKS Electrical's Quickstart, we can now draw in all three phases at the same time, and they connect automatically. The system snaps everything into place, it keeps everything aligned, and it understands the connection logic. So I'm not guessing and I'm not fixing later. I'm building everything right now as we move along, one complete circuit. Now let's move along quickly to our motor control circuit. Instead of building everything piece by piece, let me show you something that really saves you a lot of time. I'm going to use a macro. So I'll and place that onto my drawing sheet. This macro is basically a pre-built control circuit. And instead of placing each component one by one, I'm simply going to drag it from my macros and place it onto my design. If you look at the pop-up that's on the screen, it brings up the options to actually rename or recreate a part, but still pulls in the manufacturer information or the OEM information automatically from the system, or I could keep the existing information that's on it. I'm just going to keep the information that's on it and move along. And just like that, you get a full circuit already connected, already structured, and ready to use. Instead of repeating the same work over and over again, you build once and you reuse it. This is where teams save a lot of time, especially when it comes to similar designs. Now I'm going to get to the circuit that most of us have challenges with, and that is your PLC circuit. Many cases, PLC takes time to work on because you have to add in IOs individually, label everything, connect everything manually. But here we can simplify the way we do it. We can simplify how we design our PLCs. I've already placed my digital output card on my drawing sheet, and in just a few steps, I'm going to get all of my outputs structured, created for me. And instead of manually building these connections, the system helps me understand everything and structure them correctly. So I'm simply going to just add in the lines that I require, and that is my 0 volts and my 24 volts with my relay coils, and energize them via my PLC digital output card. And watch just in a few seconds how I got from a completely blank page to a populated design.
Yeah, just out of interest, I also never see you trim any lines, which is quite good
Everything
as well.
snaps. The system allows you to snap everything automatically, so there's no time that you're gonna waste having to scroll into your design and
Trim
trim
it.
lines. They just know each line and they snap automatically.
And this is still all connected backwards to the rest of the data as
Yes,
well.
Yes, everything is connected. So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to connect my 24-volt bus, which is your 24 volts, 0 volts, connected to show you that it's one continuous flow of that voltage. And there we go. In just a few seconds, my PLC is ready for me to send. My PLC design is ready for me to send to the workshop.
And this is what 400 hours of development can deliver. 400
Yes.
hours, that's a lot of work that went into this QuickStart implementation.
I won't say it's 400 hours. It's more than 400 hours that has been spent in actually putting
Even
all of
better.
this together. So yeah, it is.
The way that it just seamlessly works like one works. That is the part that we focused on and that AJ spent a large amount of time on, Xander, where it's
Yeah.
how you would do the thing. So it's intuitive. It's not some manual thing where you type in something and then it's linked to something else. And now I need to go and manually check if it's linked or not linked. Everything is in here already pre-populated and ready to be used. And within a couple of seconds, I want to bring everyone's attention just before you switch, AJ. I want you to stop at where you have those 6 books on the left-hand side in
Okay.
your feature tree. Just show everyone before you move over to the reporting side the importance of how hard that hits. So yeah.
I will do that. So this is a huge time saver. This reduces IO mapping mistakes. And I know from industry experience, this is something that a lot of us have the biggest challenge with is when it comes to the commissioning side and our documentation is not matching what has been built. So having to create clean, accurate designs exactly the way I've showed you, and half the time that you're currently spending searching for the components, looking for the manufacturing data, and one of the key benefits is that having to create a data pack that you submit to your customer has become so much more easier because the data sheets for each component have now been attached to your manufacturing part. So download sitting on the OEM sites for hours downloading these data sheets should be a thing of the past because this quick start is something that provides all of that for you. Andrew, you wanted to have a look at the
Yes, I just want to hone everyone's attention there to the left-hand side. If you can just hover your mouse over it, AJ. But I want you to pay quite close attention to that. There is currently 6 pages, and AJ will in a second move over to the reporting side. But I want you to pay close attention to when she runs those reports, what happens to those 6 pages. And I want you to really focus on that. So AJ, I just wanted to hone everyone's attention to that before you proceed, because it happens so quickly. You might miss it.
Quickly to another one of our poll questions. If you saved 5 hours a week through automation, what would you do with this time?
Let's see. Once again, my pop-up appears on my other screen. So if it's the same for you, just check on your second screen or down in the ribbon. I'll spend more time with the kids.
Those answers really say a lot. Everyone wants the same thing. More time to focus on good engineering and spending more time with our families is important. And this is exactly why we've created this quick start for you. Now let's make this more real because the schematic alone is not enough. At some point, someone needs to start ordering parts. We need to start building the panels and using this data that's provided for us. And this is where many traditional workflows struggle because the design The design and the real components are not structured. And just look at this. With one click and instantly, my bill of materials, my cable lists, and my terminal reports, everything accurately up to date, design linked to one design, just like that in seconds. So in a few minutes, we've gone from nothing to a full set of schematics with a complete report. And every single thing that's attached to it is real life data and real life information.
Sandra, that happened at an impressive speed, eh?
Yeah, and then
From
she did it.
6 to 14.
Yeah, and she had almost like an advert before she made it happen.
This is one of the coolest parts of the reporting that generally helps when it comes to installation phase and commissioning phase, where SolidWorks provides you, well, the QuickStart provides you with the customized terminal diagram layout report. So this basically shows you how your connections are made in the field. It's been sent with your installation team before the installation can happen. So you save time having to sit on the phone with your installation team that's sitting far away from you, telling them how connections are done in the field. So this terminal reports with the indication of which components they're coming from to the terminals makes installation and commissioning process much easier.
And just for everyone's purposes, so this was configured and built on top of the QuickStart implementation. So this is specifically designed to work with the line diagrams, multi-line diagrams, and your PLCs, that the information pulls throughout the project, right through what do I need to order, like the bill of materials and the mechanical lingo. So
Yes.
all of that is linked straight through the entire project, and that is what the reporting does at the very end.
Automated documents are something that saves a lot of time. This is where teams lose time even without realizing it. Traditionally, once your schematic is finished, there's a separation that happens. And this comes in with preparing your report, such as your bill of materials, your cable schedule, your terminal layout information, and it can often get confusing. And it creates small gaps of missing information that leads to multiple questions. It leads to more delays after the reworks. Procurement waits to start ordering. Production is now stalled, and the schedule slowly starts slipping away. With the quick start, the separation disappears. Every single action, the software scans the entire project, every small component from your terminal to your ACB that's been included, they all now automatically appear on your bill of materials. Um, these are just generated automatically, and as Andrew has mentioned earlier, a lot of the reporting has been done, created, pre-configured to make your work life and personal life balance in sync. So you have more family time and more personal time instead of wasting time sitting in engineering. There's also no need for double checking of your work, no separate processes of having to go through your panel and now go back to your computer and sit there creating this Excel document for your bill of materials because the software does it for you. The QuickStart gives you everything that you require. So there's no design changes later, there's no updating any part numbers later, and procurement receives a clean, structured list in a format that is accurate for them, complete. It's a complete format and it's ready for them to use. This is where real value shows. The design drives the output. Everything downstream stays aligned. Fewer questions, fewer design changes, and less rework on the workshop floor. The quick start isn't just about saving you time, it's about saving you days on every single project. It's about reducing the risk, protecting delivery days, and giving everyone the advantage of designing with confidence, where your design becomes one source of simple truth. And this is how modern day designs should work. I'm pretty sure that at this point, some of you might be thinking, oh, this all looks great, but I really don't have the time to set this up. And that's a fair concern. Most systems take a lot of time to configure. But here's the key message today. We here at MiCAD Technologies have made it easier for you with over 400 hours spent building this electrical quick start just for you, where everything you've already seen is pre-configured for you. The easiest way to understand this is through three simple steps. Firstly, a customized library that includes intelligent components because your team doesn't need to double check the connections or search for hours endlessly looking for the correct OEM part. Secondly, with the standardized templates that have been provided for you. So whether you're working on an A3 drawing sheet or an A4 drawing sheet, every design that you start would start off on a clean, ready to use, consistent design sheet. In step three, one reporting system and one source of truth. So your reports are always accurate, up to date, and ready to use. Think about the amount of time you're saving throughout your entire design process and what this means for every single project that you're starting. Less manual work, fewer mistakes, faster handovers, and outputs that give you more confidence in what you do every day. So the quick start approach shows you how to remove the admin that slows down engineering and get back to real engineering. Instead of working with manual processes and disconnected information, you move to a system that is structured, consistent, connected, and pre-configured just for you. This means cleaner drawings, better information for procurement and manufacturing, far less rework later on, and the key thing is to understand this. The quick start doesn't just change the way you engineer. It simply supports the way you work already, just faster, smarter, and with more confidence. And with that, I would like to open up to any questions that you guys may have.
AJ, thank you. That was very, very, very informative and impressive,
Thank you.
and adds a lot of value that you don't really get from a vanilla SolidWorks electrical purchase. This really makes it a time saver and a valuable tool to have, especially if you say more than 500 hours.
It's the beauty of this is within 2 weeks you can be up and running.
Yeah, that was my next question. What is the rollout time on something like this?
10
weeks.
10 business
10
days.
business days, yes.
Very impressive. And so, guys, feel free to use the chat section should you have any questions. Or what I can do is we can ask you to reach out to us in other ways should you have any questions later on. Shall I share information for us in the chat for contact details? We'll do so anyway.
Ryan, it's our pleasure to be able to show you. Ryan just said thank you. You are more than welcome, Ryan.
Yeah, and like I said, also in the opening up section, where we do other services as well, even if it's not in the space of SolidWorks, we operate completely CAD agnostic with MiCAD Technologies, and that makes us a very strategic partner with things we can offer. Like I said, if you really have no clue where to begin with any of your processes and automation is of interest, let us know, and we can schedule a professional to come on site and advise. It's one of the services that we do have available as well. So it's not just in this space, but we extend it to multiple platforms as well. Guys, we don't see any other questions, and I think we can conclude this then. Feel free to make contact with us, and we will gladly assist you with any information you need from here on forward.
Thank you guys once again for your time.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you, Zander. Thank you, everyone.
Nice, guys.
Goodbye.
Good job. Bye.